Mets were up 2-1. Orioles scored 4 and took the lead on Clay Holmes. What do I think? I think it is a race that will probably go down to the season's final week. I think they are two very evenly matched teams. They are two teams that will definitely be going for it on July 31st with trades. I think the Mets' weakness right now, or perceived weakness of starting pitching, may be shored up very quickly here with the returns of Kodai Senga and Sean Manaea, which was supposed to happen over the weekend. I think they will probably go out and get a bullpen arm to add to the depth that they have. They may go out, and I don't know who they would get, but maybe they go out and try and get a center fielder as well, even though they like Tyrone Taylor's defense a lot. He doesn't hit very much. They are playing Jeff McNeil in center a little bit. They are two teams that can have long lineups at times, and I think the Phillies have the edge in starting pitching. But as we saw last year, at the end of the season, when it counted, the Mets had the Phillies number.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Mets the Mets lineup is very dangerous. And, I mean, you don't have to look any further than they swept them earlier this year. So, you know, when you kind of get down to the end of the season, like you said, I mean, you know, I think they'll be right there. Both teams are pretty similar in that they have flaws, but they both can hit and they can put runs on the board. And, you know, I would agree that the starting pitching for the Mets is a question mark, but I haven't seen, you know, the games I've watched them play against the Phillies, and they real well against the Yankees this weekend. So again, I don't think that's going to stop them. So yeah, no, I think it should be real close. This is a underappreciated rivalry. When I lived in Philadelphia, this was when the Phillies won the World Series. The Mets were their main, you know, kind of competition. And I remember whenever you'd have a Phillies game, you'd have a flood of Mets fans coming in from New York. So, and the same when you'd go up to New York. I went to a Mets Phillies game at Old Shea Stadium, and it was, you know, I was getting razzed the whole time. But it's a very good rivalry. Two closely pitted teams. And yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be real close, and yeah, I don't think either team has a real edge at this point. But to your point, the trade deadline will be very interesting because I think both teams have needs, right? So the Phillies need probably an end of the bullpen guy, another arm, maybe a bat, but I don't think the bats are the issue. I think it's shoring up the end of the game. So that's what I would put all their resources into, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Braves seem like they're done, though. I thought the Braves might somehow, you know, make a U-turn, but it looks like what are they? Done. 12 games out now, something like that.
Mark and I said this in May that it's not their year. I remember when you were on this. It's not their year. The Marlins actually give people trouble.
Are ahead of them. Yeah.
Marlins give people, and they're killing the Reds tonight, 10-1. So this is a good game. I love these games. These are good games with good teams and good defense. You know, I want to bring up the Philly defense for a second before we wrap this up. Philly defense is a little bit maligned this year, is it not? Am I right?
Well, Trey Turner has had a few little bobbles, let's say. I think like in the last 3 games, he's bobbled 2 double play balls that were in, you know, moments that we kind of needed him. Last night, I think, was the one where he kind of dribbled over to second. He only got the guy at second. Otherwise, I mean, what are we really talking about? Real Muto is great behind the dish. I think their outfield defense is fine. You know, yeah, I haven't heard that one other than Turner, who's had a few issues. But I haven't. Bohm seems to. I think he's made 1 error in the last 30, 40 games. He's pretty good. And yeah, so I don't know that one. But
should Castellanos got that pop fly yesterday?
That I have not. You know, you've seen that happen a million times. I was like, is this going to happen?
Right.
But yeah. You know, obviously, I think Castellanos probably should have had that one. But you know, you never know what the communication is like, and they can't hear. It's all those seagulls; they can't hear anything.
And the wind. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. I do want to say that, okay, so Turner was one. Castellanos, even though he has no errors this season, and his wife will tell you that he has no errors this season, he has a lot of could-haves and should-haves and almosts and didn'ts. And as a result, by the advanced defensive stats, he's near the bottom. Like him and Turner are the issues defensively. And it's funny because for 10 days he can flip the switch and he can be the best that there is and win playoff games and World Series games and be amazing. But over 162, he's a rough watch. Over 162.
And that's been him at bat too. And that's why he's been kind of that question mark on this team for the last 3 years. What do they want to do with him? But sorry, I forgot to mention Bryson Stott, who's their second baseman, is really probably their best defensive player, other than maybe Real Madrid. He is great. That's why I was surprised on that one because he usually takes everything. So I don't know where the communication. It wasn't quite behind first, where the second baseman really takes charge. But yeah, it was unfortunate. But Stott usually is their guy. So who knows?
All right.
I agree with Castellanos, though.
Well, the stats say that you can run on both pitchers, Walker and Robbie Ray, and you got two good catchers behind the plate tonight. So we'll see if the stolen base means anything tonight as well. Hey, great show. This is a pregame show, and now we got the game. Taijuan Walker, Robbie Ray. Tomorrow an afternoon game, Luzardo and Verlander. Day off, and the Dodgers come in. Mark, do we have an update on the Dodgers score? What's going on with the Brewers?
Brewers went up 2-1.
It's 2-1. Top of the seventh.
Brewers are up 2-1.
Top of the seventh.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Top of the seventh, 2 outs.
How did Mizorowski?
They're up not. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
21 swings and misses.
21 swings and how many strikeouts did he get?
12. 12.
How far did he go?
6 innings.
Wow, he struck out 12. All right.
Wow.
He's
lanky, man. He's all limbs, isn't he? He's all limbs.
Yeah,
he gets it done.
It's Zach Greinke, except he can throw 101 miles an hour.
He's a four-seam slider. Is that kind of his deal?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. And very good. All right, this is good. Next time we'll do this, we'll bring the Cubs into the discussion because they actually may be the best team in the National League right now, the way they're playing. So
yes.
See. But all right, Mark, thank you so much. This is good, man. You're perfect on TV. You're great.
Yeah, you did great. That was awesome.
Yeah, we'll do this again. I want to
forget about the camera.
No, I want to get you on with Joe Sheehan too.
Yep, we'll do that down the road.
Ev, you're all over the Phillies. That was a good Phillies report. Where is my granddaughter? Where's Stella?
Stella and Alana are with your other granddaughter, Ruby, and your daughter, Bonnie. They're out to dinner. My sister, Bonnie, is visiting for the week. So they're over at somewhere around there. I trust that they'll make it home okay. And, so everybody's doing good.
Nice.
Hopefully they'll be back for the second half of the game.
All right, Stella's a good fan. Eric, great job. We'll let you guys go.